Hey everyone, and welcome back to the acclaimed, amazing Dino Run podcast. Wow, it is good to be back. All of my fans are clearly was clawing for another episode of the Dino Run podcast where I just talk about random crap for probably just 10 minutes straight. Welcome. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm a bit out of practice. It's been so long that I'm now using a different version of Dino Run than what we're used to. I feel like I should just for shits and gigs, do a Dino Run podcast where I rank all of the different versions of Dino Run that I've played so far for this podcast. That is something that that's actually an idea. I'm joking around, but that's an idea for one of these at some point. So what do we want to talk about in today's podcast? Well, for one, I want to say thank you for 100 subs, because I think this is the first podcast that I've recorded since me hitting 100, and that is pretty damn cool. What isn't as cool as me dying just there, but we're gonna ignore that. So I just want to say thanks for that. I did say in my little dumb throwaway handheld vlog thing, thanking you guys briefly, saying numbers don't really matter to me. This channel was never created to hit any milestones really, but at the same time you do have to acknowledge when something big has happened, and hitting 100 subscribers isn't nothing, especially when you're a young and budding channel. I say young and budding, this channel's been around for 1.5 years now, not 2.5, god, imagine. So it's been around for over a year now, so it's not exactly young. In the lifespan of the internet, it's not young, which is crazy to think, because, like, you know, because that is kind of true. Like YouTube channels aren't young if they're over a year old at this stage. Like, if you, like, you could be on the platform for going on just about like 3 years and you'd be considered like a YouTube like veteran at that point, you know what I mean? Like, but only like the greats, the big YouTubers would be considered in that realm, like Markiplier or PewDiePie or something, I don't know. Like, they are going on 11 years, you know, strong into the platform respectively, and they're considered like grandfathers on the YouTube scene, if that makes sense, which is crazy to think about. And they're like, they've honed their craft, they've been over the bridge a few times, and they've tested out a ton of different like avenues of creativity that the platform can offer. So they are, like I say, what people strive to be at, and I just probably hit my new record for this series, 1,700. I was trying not to distract myself because I was on a good train of thought there for the podcast. But yeah, the fact that this channel is 1.5 years old now is crazy. Over a year and a half probably by the time this podcast comes out. I'm recording this on the 27th of April, only a couple days after I came back from my Easter break, where I took a nice 3 or 4 weeks away from recording and editing videos. I say editing, I did edit a few over Easter just because I felt, oh, why not, you know, just for fun, which was a nice break, a nice breather, because obviously I'm still keeping up with the workload of first of all uni, which needs to take up my top priority, especially at the moment, because as you can imagine, this is the time of year where exams come around and assignments get handed in, so I've had to deal with that, but also so that's had to take priority over the channel for a bit, which is surprising that I've still managed to keep a consistent upload schedule on this channel. Recently it's gone from one video every day to one video every 2 days, which is fine. I'm pretty happy with that sort of trajectory. Considering my first year on this channel, I literally uploaded a video for every day of the whole first year, is really impressive in my book, and I still can't fucking believe that I did that. I would never be able to pull that off again. I mean, I could try, but it would have to be the only thing that I'd be doing, and I don't think I can really do that unless it was something that I could be a financially stable avenue that I could go down. Which as it stands at the moment, it's definitely not that. I don't earn money from these YouTube videos, and I never have, and I probably never will, and I'm okay with that. In fact, I'm happier that way, because as soon as numbers or money gets in the way of something that I make creatively, it always dampens my spark to do it. Which is the way that my film career path has been going. I'm not sure if anyone watching is aware, but I study film and creative media and all of the practical assets that go into that. And the more that I do it as a career where I need to earn money from it, the less I enjoy it, which is a bummer that that's the way it is. And like I say, I'm kind of glad that YouTube hasn't turned out that way, that I'm not earning money from it, because I do feel like I'll lose my spark. I have a feeling that I won't be as silly as to let that happen, but it is a worry of mine. I don't know whether that will be the case or not until it happens, or if it does happen. I hope it doesn't happen, but yeah, like I say, if it does, I hope that I'll be more sensible and will be level-headed enough to not let that get in the way of what I want to make on YouTube. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, what an interesting platform we're on, eh? And what I do feel, and this isn't me trying to inflate my own ego, my ego is fucking like this big, but what I will say is I wish there were more people on the platform like me that just wanted to make something for the hell of it and didn't want to profit from it, just wanted to do it because it's fun. Like this, like me recording this, for example, like this DINO RUN podcast, no one's going to fucking watch it. It's going to get like, what, 10 views, 20 views at most. That's the usual sort of view count that I get on these videos. Sometimes they pop off and get a few hundred, sometimes they don't, but I don't care. I just making it for the hell of it because I'm bored, or because I'm like, this would be a fun video to record. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I'm sucking ass at DINO RUN, guys. I do apologise. Why did it put... Hold on, why is it doing that? Oh, well, I guess I won't tab out then. Cheers, game. That's kind of convenient, actually. I can pause my train of thought with DINO RUN just like this, and then I can go back to it. Oh, no, I don't. But anyway, what was I saying? Fuck, this is why you shouldn't let me fucking fall on a tangent, because I completely missed the point of what I'm talking about. Fuck. What was I saying? Something about YouTube, I don't know. What was I saying? You see, I'm a scatterbrain. No! It was about creating stuff for the hell of it, and I wish there were more people that did that, and didn't do it for a profit. Like, there are so many, like, corporations that have invested, and invested is the right word for this, in YouTube, just because it's like, oh, YouTube is this popular thing now. It's basically the next form of what television is. Not really, but it kind of is. Television is trying to catch up with YouTube in that way, with how, like, the television broadcasting industry is trying to catch up with YouTube in that way about stuff being, like the content on YouTube is instantly, it's there, it's right there for you at your fingertips immediately, and that's what streaming services are, really, let's be honest. Streaming services is just a way to combat YouTube, and it's always been this push-pull dynamic between YouTube and streaming services to kind of compete, because YouTube has become a more professional space where more high quality productions come out, like the Mr. Beasts of the world, and meanwhile, like I say, streaming services become more and more accessible to the average person by releasing exclusives only on those platforms, like Netflix, Netflix exclusives, Amazon Prime exclusive, etc. So it is an interesting industry, or a couple industries that are kind of battling it out to constantly be on top. And yeah, it is interesting how only like half a decade ago, maybe a full decade ago now at this point, I can't really recall. It's also fucking crazy to me that 2013 was 10 years ago now. shut up, Zach. You're getting on another tangent. But anyway, it's crazy that only 5-10 years ago, maybe, YouTube was this niche thing that only my age group at the time would have heard about. So 2013, all the 13-year-olds, 14, 15-year-olds would have heard about it, and only the real creative pioneers of YouTube would have had the initiative to make a YouTube channel and really innovate the space, like Smosh or PewDiePie, I want to say, potentially, I don't know, maybe Markiplier. Yeah, it's just interesting, really, that that in such a short span of time that YouTube's been around, it's gone from being this niche thing that kind of was cutting edge to now it's just kind of the norm. And now, like, the generation after me, like the kids who are like 10 years younger than me now, like they're 12, 13 now, that age group, ask, like, when they get asked in school, what do you want to be when you're older, they say they want to be a YouTuber, which is fucking crazy to me. Because my generation, when we were asked what our dream jobs are, I would have said filmmaker, which ties in neatly to my other topic that I was on about earlier in this podcast. But it is just, even though I say it's mad how in such a short span of time YouTube has, like I said, gone from this being this niche thing that is cutting edge, blah, 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 all that I said, to now it's this big corporate thing where all these big companies are cashing in on what YouTube has to offer with the monetization that it has and all that other crap. Which, if you think about it, the original creators on YouTube, they didn't create stuff like the original ones that started out in 2010, 11, before monetizing content on YouTube was a thing. They only made stuff on there because they wanted to, which is the ethos that I carry at the moment on creating shit. Because if you make stuff creatively, you don't want anything to get in the way, like numbers or money or whatever. So yeah, it's an ethos that, interestingly, a lot of the original content creators on YouTube had going into it, which is really interesting to think about. But at the same time, like I say, 5-10 years, a lot can happen in 5-10 years, and also 5-10 years may seem like no time at all in the grand span of the universe, but it is a long time when it comes to, like I say, the evolution of the internet and how much of a growing space that has always been, and YouTube has always kind of grown up alongside it as a very prominent platform for that. I don't know how I even got onto this topic, but it's an interesting tangent I'm very glad I managed to dig down the rabbit hole towards, because it is worth talking about, really, how much YouTube has changed and how much it influences stuff, you know, that came before, because it is, or at least it was, I'm not sure, it's very normal now for, you know, like, people talk about you, it's a household word now, like, fucking 50-year-olds talk about the YouTube now. It's not pioneering anymore, it's just kind of there. But yeah, it's just an interesting thing to think about, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, what an interesting little tangent I went on there. I don't know. I guess I'll end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the return of the DINO RUN podcast last. And I will see you guys in another one, hopefully not in 3 months' time, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we? So I'll see you guys later.